Hey guys, and welcome to our very first Intercontinental Watch Talk. My name is Pascal, and today I'm here in our German headquarters to video chat with my colleague Thomas from our New York head offices. We are going to talk about our favorite watches in different price categories, namely 1K, 2K, 5K, 7K and 10K. Before we collected our personal favorites, we did a little survey on our Instagram channel to gather the watches you guys would get for each budget. We summed it up and now we are presenting the best watches for these categories. But before we start, our colleague Thomas wants to do a very special announcement. Hey Thomas, glad that you are here with us today. What's up in New York?
Pascal, thanks for having me on today. My name is Thomas and I worked as a private client advisor at the Chrono 24 office here in beautiful New York City. We have a big giveaway today. We're giving away $10,000 towards your next purchase on Chrono 24. That's 10 large towards your next dream watch. We'll tell you how to enter at the end of the video, but for now, stay tuned while we do my favorite part, and let's talk about some watches.
Yeah, that's true what Thomas just said. We have a 10K giveaway, so please check the video until the end and enter the giveaway. But now I have to ask this question, what are you wearing today, Thomas?
Pascal, I knew this was coming, so I brought some heat for you. This is a 1980s Cartier Santos Ronde with a tropical dial there for a little extra character.
Nice one, nice one. It's the Royal Oak from Cartier you just said in the...
The crossover event of the year.
Yeah, true. Well, I'm wearing my Datejust today, the Datejust 1603 from the 70s. I think it's just, yeah, a perfect watch. Maybe I have it on my list, we will see.
Oh, we'll see.
So Thomas, let's start right away with the first budget. It's a great entry-level budget. It's 1K. So we can spend 1K US dollars, what would you buy? That's the question. My pick would be the Nomos Club Campus 735. I think it's a really cool pick. It's an elegant watch. It's a dressy watch, but still sporty enough to rock it every day with a NATO strap, for example. It comes on the velour leather strap, which is really cool. It gives that vintage vibe. It has an in-house caliber, the Alpha caliber from Nomos Glashütte, which is a really cool caliber and gives you a lot of value for money, I would say. And always the orange hands, the second hands gives it that certain something, I would say. I just love this watch. I have it, I wear it a lot, and it's just the perfect piece for this budget, I would say. That's just a damn funky cool watch. That would be my pick. So let me know yours.
I think the Nomos is a great choice. A lot of colors, very fantastic movement, and really good people at that company as well. For mine, I would say buyers have a lot more options here than they think they do for mechanical watches. My personal favorite is the Hamilton Khaki Field Mechanical. It's based on their military watches from the 1960s, so you get great history there. It comes in a 38mm case, slim profile with a manual wound movement. It actually has an 80-hour power reserve. It comes with leather strap or a NATO, depending on what you want. It's water resistant to 50 meters, so it's great for swimming or getting thrown in the pool if that happens. Other options for under 1,000, definitely Seiko. Keep it sporty, go for a Seiko 5, or if you want to be dressy, go for a Seiko Presage Cocktail Time.
Yeah, good choice, Thomas. I have to say these two watches are completely different. Military watch or military style, and the Nomos Club Campus is much more elegant, I would say, or sophisticated. Now let's see what the community picked, and that's also really interesting. The community picked the SKX 007, so a Seiko. This was the one they voted the most, and then the Hamilton Khaki Field, the one you mentioned, and then it's funny, the Nomos Club Campus on third place. So these would be the picks. I think that's a great selection with these three watches. Amazing, and like a 3-watch collection for under 1K, I would say. So now let's double the budget and let's share our picks for under 2K. My pick for under 2K is a vintage watch. I would go vintage there. I would enter the vintage watch market with a vintage Seamaster or Seamaster / DeVille from Omega, of course. It's less sporty, it's more an urban watch. It's really a watch that is perfect to enter the vintage watch game, I would say, because you have to do your research, you have to check all the models available because there are so many different dial options like faded dials, patina, gilt hands. You get everything we love on vintage watches with this watch. You have to learn about the vintage watch market to find an original dial or a redial. So it's the perfect choice for that budget, I would say. And I just feeling that vintage vibe, and I couldn't wait to hunt for one that exactly has this patina or this strap I like. So that's my pick. So what about you? Will you go modern or vintage for this budget, Thomas?
You know, I think you covered our vintage base really well with the Omega Seamaster. It's really easy to get into. It's a classic from a great brand. There's a lot of variety there from over the years. And if you ever need to get it serviced, it's super easy for a watchmaker to do. For mine, I'm gonna go for a little bit more of a modern angle, which is a watch that not a lot of people talk about, but they should. It's the Longines Legend Diver. Here you get two choices of case sizes, either 36 or 42. Comes with a great minimal black dial, inner rotating bezel, which is a great feature. You got the twin crowns there from the compressor case. This also comes with 300 meters of water resistance, so it's a really, truly capable diver. But because of the case design here, you also get a lot of dressy options for it as well, so that you have the water resistance and the added functionality of really being able to wear this anywhere. It's got great elongated lugs, a nice mesh strap for an elegant mid-century feel. It's not a watch that you see a lot, not a watch you see on the internet a lot, but I think it's really, really a solid pick.
Perfect. So we have a more dressy, the Seamaster is a more dressy one again, and you have the Longines Legend Diver, also a cool contrast to the Seamaster, I would say. Really cool. The community picked the Tissot C-Star 1000. This was the community pick. So we have, again, a cool lineup of 3 options. All are different. And yeah, it's up to you what you will pick. Let us know in the comments below what would be your pick in this category. And yeah, got you covered with the under 2K budget watches. Okay, so the next budget, we get even more budget now. We have a budget of 5K. Which is a really interesting budget because it brings in some more popular brands, I would say. So my pick in this price range has to be the Rolex Datejust, namely the 1601 or the 1603. 1603, the one I'm wearing today with the engine turned bezel, or the 1601 with the fluted white gold bezel. Yeah, what should I say about this watch? There's not too much to talk about because it's just an iconic piece. When I think of a luxury watch or a watch from Rolex, it has to be the Datejust. These watches from the 70s, I think, are less blingy and even more rich in history, so I like them for the look of it. It's elegant, or they are elegant. I wear mine with sporty outfits or more elegant outfits. You can change it and have a strap instead of the Jubilee. And you can definitely find some cool pieces in good condition for under 5K. So this is a quick one. It's the Datejust for me.
There we go. I can't say anything wrong about the Datejust. It's a classic, and it's a classic for a reason. It's the watch that a lot of people think of when they think of nice watches. You get a lot of variety there, and the movements just last forever.
Yeah, true. That's what my watchmaker always says. It's so easy to repair and so reliable. So that's also a plus, I would say, when you go for a vintage Datejust. So is your pick also a vintage Datejust? You
know, I can't repeat you, Pascal. I'm going to switch it up here. I'm going to go for my favorite dress watch of the moment, which is the Cartier Santos Dumont. So this one is not your typical Santos. It's got more of a vintage 1930s feel to it. It comes in 3 different sizes, small, large, and extra large. So even though it's a dress watch, it doesn't feel too small for a lot of people. It's only 7.3 millimeters thick. So you get a really slim profile, slips right under the cuff. It's got really nice details too. Sunray finish, blue sealed hands, the cabochon that Cartier is known for. And it's still, with the sharp lines, it's still got a masculine feel. So even though it's a Cartier, even though it's a dress watch, it won't feel too feminine on the wrist. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, true. Really nice because this pick actually fits my first two picks. I would say it's more classy, elegant, and yeah, Cartier is, I think, a great brand.
Let me throw a few more at you just for the audience here. I would say at this $5,000 price point, we're having a little bit of fun here. So if you want to get into vintage Rolex, a lot of Oyster Perpetuals there, a lot of 4 digits that you have choices of. Sticking with the Cartier, which I love. Cartier Drive is an excellent option. A lot of wrist presence, great design, super thin. And you can even get an integrated bracelet in this category with the IWC Engineer.
Really nice. So the next alternative, or the third pick from the community is also, I would say, not too much of a surprise. It's a Black Bay 58. Yeah, you have to mention that in this price category. I have to say it would also be an alternative for me. Yeah, great. I mean, again, we would have a cool 3 watch collection with these 3 picks here. Your pick, the Cartier, mine, the Rolex, the Datejust, and then the Black Bay. And you're good to go, I would say.
Yeah, and with $10,000, you can get your favorite too, and you're off and running.
Yeah, great. That's true, yeah. Yeah, cool. Then from 5K, we are going to, or up that budget again, to 7K, also pretty interesting budget, I would say. And here I think it was a surprise also for me what my pick is here, because it does really not at all fit the collection or the watches that I picked before in the other price range, because it's the Zenith DeFi Classic Black Ceramic. I hope it's my next purchase because it's so sporty with the rubber strap. I really like what Zenith is doing here, because they going a new direction, or it's a nice contrast to their more classy El Primero chronographs. It's really an aggressive watch with the skeletonized dial. You can see the movement. Yeah, it's just a great watch in 41mm black ceramic case with the titanium clasp. So this would be my absolute favorite in this price range. Of course, popular choice would also be Rolex Explorer, and of course you have to mention the Speedmaster. But I want to go a different direction here, so that's the one for me, the Zenith DeFi Classic in black ceramic. So,
Pascal, after the Seamaster, after the Datejust, I thought you were going to go mainstream, but you threw a curveball at me, and I love it. You know, I think with that one, I mean, I wasn't expecting a black watch, but that's super cool. I wasn't expecting a ceramic watch, that's super cool. I wasn't expecting a skeleton dial, that's super cool. And I think what's great about this is it's something that a lot of people don't see very often, and it actually looks like a watch that's more expensive than it actually is. So, you know, I love to choose the unexpected stuff. For this one, I actually went with a Rolex, but it's not the Rolex you're thinking of. I went with the Rolex Turnograph, or as some people in the States know it, the Rolex Thunderbird with some military history there. This was a watch that was produced in the 1950s and 60s, and then they actually brought it back in the early 2000s. So you get 2 eras there, a few different styles, a lot of dial colors, a lot of metal choices here. This was actually the first Rolex watch with a rotating bezel, even before the Submariner. So really good history, and surprised to say, you can actually find a hidden gem for Rolex that a lot of people don't know about. And from a value point of view, I think it's only going up from here.
Definitely not the obvious Rolex here. Cool. I like that. So in this round, we both picked a more unexpected watch.
And just to sneak in a few, because you know I love to do it, a few other ones that I think a lot of people would really enjoy in this category. Number one, I would lose my job if I didn't mention the Omega Speedmaster. I would also say if you're looking for something dressy, something classy, something to wear with a suit, go with the Breguet Classique and anything by Grand Seiko. I think they're becoming the Rolex of the East. Movements are great, dial design is great, details are absolutely fabulous. I think you have a lot of flexibility in this category.
And speaking of the Omega Speedmaster, I also agree that not that you should lose your job when you don't mention it, but you have to mention it. And this was also the watch that the community picked in this price category. It was the Omega Speedmaster. Now, Thomas, let's get to the last budget of today. That is the budget of the giveaway voucher, 10K. My pick for 10K is a pick or a watch that I know you will like it because you mentioned the brand already. It's a Cartier, and it's the Cartier Tank Louis Extra Large. I would get one from a pretty modern one from 2010 or 2012 maybe, 18 karat gold or rose gold one. For me, Cartier is, when I hear Cartier, it just screams luxury or luxury watch. So it's just an elegant piece. It's so stylish. It's shiny, but it's still not pretentious, I would say. It was first created in 1922, so the Tank Louis is maybe the most classic of all Cartiers and definitely rich in history. It looks sophisticated, elegant. Yeah, I chose to go with the Cartier here. So finally a Cartier in my collection. Now I have to know what's your last pick of today.
Pascal, I think you've chosen well with the Cartier Tank Louis. It is the most classic watch, by arguably the most classic brand. If you want a watch that makes you look like a celebrity, it's a good choice. If you want a watch you can get married in, it's a good choice. If you want a watch you can pass down to your grandkids, it's a good choice. And they get more valuable as they get older, which never hurts. You know, for $10,000, we're not playing around anymore, so I chose a real banger for you, Pascal, and that is the Bulgari Otto Finissimo. It's perhaps not the most popular watch, but I will die on this hill, and I'll tell you why. First off, case design. 40 millimeters in diameter, only 5.15 millimeters thick. Super thin, hugs right to the wrist, especially with that bracelet, slides right under the cuff, and you get a lot of wrist presence at the same time. If I were you, you have two options here. You can go a little bit under 10K with the steel, but my suggestion would be do a little bit more than 10K and go for the full sandblasted titanium. I think it's a super strong watch. They've squeezed in a lot of design elements in a small amount of space. Flip it over, you get the exhibition case back with even more beautiful finishing on the underside. It's not a watch that's for everybody, but it's certainly for me. Some other watches that I would recommend would be from Patek, actually. You actually start to get some good options from perhaps the most prestigious brand in watchmaking, starting around $10,000. So while you might not be able to get a Nautilus for this, you definitely won't be able to get a Nautilus for this, but you can do a nice time-only dress watch for them in a precious metal. We're talking the Ellipse, we're talking the 3544, for example, or if you want to beef it up and go sporty, I would do something perhaps from Panerai. The 8-day GMT would be a really nice watch for now and forever.
Amazing, amazing that you also mentioned Panerai. Didn't have that today. Another sportier watch or a diver that is a competitor of the watch the community mentioned, because of course they went with the Rolex Submariner. Yeah, not a surprise that you have to mention Submariner for this budget, and that's the community pick. So now that we have three options again for the budget of 10K, the question is how to win the voucher, how to win the giveaway, to spend that money on a nice watch. And that's what Thomas will now present us.
All right, this is the part we've all been waiting for. Let's talk about how you can win some money. We've gone through our selections today for each price category, but ultimately the choice is yours. You're free to spend on multiple watches under $10,000. If you got one you really like for $10,000, go for it. Or if you really want to go for 20, we'll meet you halfway. No matter what you choose, you're fully covered by Chrono24's buyer protection service. So to participate, make sure you're subscribed to our channel and comment below this video telling us your favorite watch from each of the 5 price categories. For example, $1,000 and under, who won? Was it me? Was it Pascal? Was it the community pick? Or if we missed one, throw it in there as well. Do the same for 1K, 2K, 5K, 7K, 10K, and that's all you gotta do. Once we reach 100,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel, we'll announce when we'll draw the giveaway winner so you can be right there with us. The sooner we reach 100,000 subscribers, the sooner you can get that money. So make sure to tell your friends about this as well. If you've already subscribed to our channel, don't worry, you can still participate. Just comment below with your favorites for each price point, and maybe you'll be selected as the winner of the $10,000 Chrono24 voucher. Terms and conditions are in the description below, and be sure to follow our social channels to know when we're announcing the lucky winner. I hope you enjoyed the video. Good luck with the giveaway, and Pascal, I'm sure I'll be talking to you soon.